Do you want to become a digital nomad, but you're not quite sure exactly what job would give you remote freedom? Do you feel overwhelmed by the number of job boards out there that are promising some form of remote freedom and maybe are saying that they work from anywhere, but in reality, when you read the small print, it's not quite the case? And do you feel that potentially the only role that would allow you to work from anywhere is software development? Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. And actually, there are many more roles that you can go into that will give you a lot more flexibility in terms of where you can work. In fact, the creative industry is one of these, and I'm going to be covering that a little bit more later. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nilufer Kavanagh, and I have been a digital nomad now for almost 18 months. I'm a 2-time entrepreneur, and before that I worked in consulting in London, where I stayed in one place and had an office and did, what's really to be expected. I then realized that I needed to venture out and see the world, but I didn't really want to stop my career. I still wanted to be making money, I still wanted to have a job, and I still wanted to be moving forwards professionally. But I knew I didn't want to stay in London. I knew I wanted to see the world, and I didn't also just want to transfer abroad to another country where I'd also have to stay in that country. I wanted more freedom, and I realized that there's a whole world out there of people like me who have been doing this. And so this is what this video is going to cover. I want to talk about the 3 best sectors or areas that you could go into if you are looking to become a digital nomad, or if you're looking to just have the flexibility and the freedom to sometimes take your laptop and go work from Italy or wherever it may be. And hopefully this video will spark some ideas as to where you might want to look. So what are the 3 best areas to go into if you're wanting to become a digital nomad? Well, the first, I did mention it, and I'm going to have to mention it here because it is by far the most popular, and whenever I meet people on my journey, I now am able to pretty much often guess what they do. It is the IT and tech sector. So the tech sector is massive for remote-only jobs. Software developers, data analysts, programmers, they realize that they are in high demand. And guess what? They're really calling the shots. And employers are realizing if they're going to keep this talent, they need to give these people some level of flexibility, whether that is the opportunity to work remotely within a certain region, potentially it's Europe, potentially it's North America, but anywhere within that region, or even work anywhere in the world. So this is an amazing, amazing sector to be in. Tech sector, data, that area, IT is amazing. So if you are in that area, if you are able to code, if you have skills in that area, I'm pretty confident that with the right research, with the right conversations, you'll be able to find a job that will let you be a digital nomad. And potentially if you're thinking, can I talk to someone who's maybe a digital nomad in this space? How can I find these companies? Well, one tip I would give you is to go to some digital nomad groups, let's say Digital Nomad Shanghai or Digital Nomads Madrid, whatever it might be. Go on the group, join the group and ask, hey, can I speak to anyone who's in software development or data science here? You'll be able to then speak to people, work out what company they work in and see if they are hiring, and maybe you can find a role that way. So that's the first sector that is amazing for having remote location freedom. The second sector is what I would call professional services, coaching, teaching, consulting. Now, this can be anything ranging from being a mindset mentor, an online business coach, a tax advisor. Maybe you are your own commercial legal contract consultant. If you want to work independently and you want to work from anywhere, then this is a really good place to go into. What skills do you have that you can add to other people, that you can deliver online, that will allow you to work from anywhere? So maybe you can set up your own coaching business, or you can set up your own contracting consulting agency. Maybe you're going to be a solo entrepreneur and help people in a certain way. Well, this is a fantastic area to be in. I've done it myself with Help Me Present, which was my public speaking and presenting communication business, where I have helped over 50 people and a number of organizations improve their presenting skills. And I did all of that remotely, all from my laptop. And I know a number of other people who have skills in a certain place and they're able to use that skill to develop their own business. And now what I'm doing as well is I'm actually helping people create their own online business, their own online coaching practice, or their own online service, because I really think that if you have that ability, then guess what? You can work from anywhere and you can be making money online. You're monetizing your skills online, but think about where you want to be. Think about your expertise, think about your skill set, and think about what type of coaching or consulting or contracting you want to do, and then you can go out and make it work. Maybe you're even a writer or a copywriter or a graphic designer. This is also great for you because you could freelance and you can find a number of contracting opportunities. Which brings me on to the third area to be in if you want to be a digital nomad and you want to have location freedom. It is in the creative and marketing space. This is an amazing place to be in. So, digital marketing. Digital marketing, it's in the name, it's all digital. So it's a brilliant place to be in if you also want to have location freedom. Social media managers, graphic designers I mentioned, these sorts of creative industries, often where you do a lot of the work online or it's based on online, so digital marketing, social media, it's already a job that is very much focused in the online world. Often it will lend itself to working online and being fully remote, and therefore, depending on the organization you're working with, having some or a lot of flexibility in terms of where you can work. And do, by the way, ask those questions when you are speaking to employers. Remember that the world of work has changed. Remember that you no longer have to accept the status quo. And I think it's very interesting. It's no longer a case of remote or back to the office. It's no longer a case of working from home and back to the office. It's actually a case of where do I want to work? What do I want my work setup to look like? And hey, maybe you say to yourself, you know what, for 9 months of the year, I do want to just work in one place. And maybe that's the place where your organization is. But for 3 months, you can work from anywhere. And I know a lot of organizations now doing this. Maybe they're not set up in the right way to let all their employees work wherever they want in the world. But I do know some organizations that give a set amount of time that let you work from anywhere. So say it was 3 months during a 12-month year and you want to escape for the winter, brilliant, go somewhere else in the world. So do ask the questions. But these are the best 3 areas that you can be in if you do want to be a digital nomad. Number 1 is in the IT tech space. Number 2 is in the coaching and professional services space. And number 3 is in the creative and marketing space. So these are the sectors. Where does your skill set lie? And where can you find a role that might be best for you? And if you're watching this and thinking to yourself, hey, Naluka, to be honest, I want to work for myself, then I'd be saying go for the second area and think about how you can create your own online coaching business or how you can create an online service that you can provide for others. Because if you're able to do that, you're able to monetize and you're able to make sales, then guess what? You will also have the remote freedom to work from anywhere. By the way, if you are interested in that, then do message me on LinkedIn, Naluka Kavanagh, and I would happily have a call with you about that. So those are my best tips. Those are the 3 areas based on my own experience, but based on all the hundreds of people I have met in my almost 2 years digital nomading. Those are the people that, the roles, that you should go for and the sectors that you should go for. So I hope that was helpful. And bear in mind that there are many different ways that you could approach it. You can go through looking on job boards, but to be honest, I think finding digital nomad groups, talking to people is a brilliant way to go. And also don't forget your negotiation power when you are interviewing, when you are speaking to a company. Ask questions about their culture and ask questions around where are people based? Okay, if I was to be fully remote, then what opportunity do I have to sometimes work in another country or another city? Ask the questions and see how flexible and open they are. Most good organizations that are forward thinking and have the right setup will be very open to having this discussion with you. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you here next time.